Agentic AI works the same way that we drive our cars. We're going to learn more about that this week in the Data Radio Show. Hello there, and welcome to this week's Data Radio Show, where we're talking about Agentic AI. But before we get into that, don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe button. And remember that everybody who subscribes over December, January, and February of 24 and 25 goes in the draw to win a $50 Google Play card. So why wouldn't you follow in the chance of actually being able to win an awesome prize? Because who doesn't love free stuff? Anyway, this week's episode is all about Agentic AI, which is a four-step process essentially for problem solving that takes on a whole bunch of different data inputs. So that perception is the very first step of it. Then there's reason, there's performance or acting on the information that's fed to it, but then there's also learning specifically from the data inputs and the outcomes of their actions. It's a bit of a cyclical process like many things with AI is these days. You know what, perhaps the best person to talk about this is going to be Tech Data's Sheng Lan. He is very much an expert on the field as opposed to me, who is not. He's going to sit down and have a chat with Sam and go through a little bit of stuff around Agentic AI so you can learn a little bit more about how it actually works behind the scenes and maybe some of the applications that you'll be able to see it being rolled out into over the next sort of 12 to 24 months. So yeah, let's jump over and have that conversation there.
Hello, listeners and viewers. Today I'm joined by Sheng Lan, and we're going to be talking about Agentic AI. This happens to be the number one trend that Gartner has picked out for 2025. And so to get us started on this discussion, I thought I'd share something from a recent NVIDIA conference. Now, for those of you who have been asleep under a rock for the past 5 years, NVIDIA is the largest market capitalized company in the world, just around $3.5 trillion, edged just slightly ahead of Apple, or overtook Apple in the last 18 months as being the largest corporation in the world. So Jensen Huang from NVIDIA recently gave a talk, which we've taken an excerpt out, where he's explaining what Agentic AI is. So with no further ado, I'll add Jensen in.
First AI is basically a digital AI worker. These AI workers can understand, they can plan, and they can take action. Sometimes the digital AI workers are being asked to execute a marketing campaign, support a customer, come up with a manufacturing supply chain plan, optimize a chip, help us write software, maybe be a research assistant, a lab assistant in the drug discovery industry. Maybe this agent, is a tutor to the CEO. Maybe there's a tutor for all of our employees. These digital AI workers, we call them AI agents, are essentially like digital employees. And just like digital employees, you have to train them, you have to create data to welcome them to your company, teach them about your company. You train them for their particular skills depending on what function you would like them to have. You evaluate them after you're done training them to make sure that they learned what they're supposed to learn. You guardrail them to make sure that they perform the job they're asked to do and not the jobs they're not asked to do. And of course, you operate them, you deploy them, provide them energy from Blackwell, the AI tokens from Blackwell, and they interact with other agents to work as a team to solve problems. Well, you're going to see all kinds of different agents, and we created several things to make it easier for the ecosystem to be able to build AI agents for companies.
So Sheng, I guess this is quite an interesting introduction. How would you kind of sum up what you just heard from Jensen, and how are you starting to see it play out in Australia?
Yeah, Sam, I think this speech I also watched on YouTube. I think is a good introduction for this concept, AI agent. Jason kind of think that as a digital worker or AI worker. I think the concept to use AI or to use some technology to help people is not new concept that has been in decades, maybe hundreds of years. So another way I think we can to think about what this AI agent or digital worker is different compared to like pre or before generative AI times. I do have a slide we can quickly work through for this one and better understanding the AI agent from the Jason speech. So we can start something we are more familiar or some simple. That is this RPA stand for robotic process automation. So the good example is to think about some basic task is repetitive and you just want to use some RPA to automate that, like data entry or to do some document process. Then if we build up on RPA to get a stage we call AI assistant. So you may have add a chat window to interact with this RPA or have a voice to interaction. Then besides this just simple repetitive task, you can help on some process automation or to streamline some process. That one we call that will be the next level. And the good example will be the chatbot we deal with every day. The chatbot can support your customer or can be a HR chatbot to answer your questions. Then we continue build up on AI assistant. For this time, we add the autonomy and make it have some goal achieve behavior. So that one will be the difference for the AI agent compared to the AI assistant we had before. Since for now we have this generative AI or large language model, which is smart enough to understanding the user question and have this autonomically to behave some task, to collect data, to make decision based on data and do something without or minimize the human interaction. So that is the AI agent I think Jason is talking about and also is becoming much more popular in the industry. And one good example I had is I work on this HR chatbot project. So it is more like a RPA. It can only answer some simple questions like what is our policy for parenting leave, what is a training requirement. Then we starting add more capability like I can integrate it with a ticket system to open a ticket, or I can integrate it with this different like Workday to verify your training certificate. So that part will get more to this AI assistant. I think nowadays there can be more possibility for be an AI agent. This AI agent can one resolve more complex tasks, secondly have more autonomies to do this, which means you don't need to like coding all this different logic to do some task. The AI can understand instruction and to use the tool you provided to like the goal oriented behavior to achieve something. I think that is a good example in real life how AI agent in industry to deliver benefit or to improve the productivity.
I I guess the interesting aspect of this is the way in which these agents are augmenting what it is that we do as knowledge workers in an organization. And there is an argument, in fact, from NVIDIA and Jensen Huang in this presentation around how 100% of jobs can be augmented by generative AI agents. And by some estimates, as much as 50% of what it is that they do can be augmented and supported. I guess this is an interesting contrast to the perception that AI agents have the probability of taking 100% of the jobs. It's actually more like they are actually enabling us to do more and different things at a rate of 50%. Interested in your thoughts and commentary on that.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that the AI will not take 100% of the people's job, but that gives the possibility for a human to do more. Like the AI can maybe handle 50 of your job. You have more time to create, to do something more important, more strategic, important. A number I had, it's exactly from the HR project before. So for this HR team, they handle like every day have a 300 ticket inquiry come from the entire company, and this ticket will in this queue for like at least 2 weeks to get an answer. After we have the chatbot or AI assistant or agent can handle around half, like around 150 every day, up and down like 140, 160. But that is the data we monitor for 3 months. And for the rest 150, that still need HR team, human, to work on that complex case. And also some case we don't want AI to handle. We want to have a human to get involved to review. And the HR team now reduce the queue time, like from 2 weeks to 1 week. Everyone is happy and they have more time to create more impactful tasks, like improve the policy of HR, improve the employee digital experience. So I think that is a good data point and the example to prove that AI will not take 100% of the human job, but will more likely to help you do more and take some simple job from your 100%.
So, as a data scientist, where can you see these agentic workflows starting to have an impact on data pipelines and data engineering in general?
From my side, I may come to more delivery or implementation perspective. AI agent, if you want to build an AI agent to work on a specific task or process, I think you still need some developer knowledge to do that. It's not that intuitive or straightforward like ChatGPT yet, but it definitely deliver more value because you create this AI agent not only can tell you something, but also to show you to do something on your behalf. That will be the more value comes from AI agent.
Yeah, I guess where I'm hearing about it being deployed from a data engineering standpoint is around building data models more quickly, essentially faster, better, cheaper. Requirements gathering, also building out data structures is another example that I've heard. So I guess on one hand, you've got these agents being able to be deployed in any number of different roles. But there are some very specific things that you can expect to see these agents helping with, especially in coding and development. And I think more broadly, coding and development, data engineering, the application of data science is part and parcel with development, like digital development, effectively. So you're going to see more and more agents deployed there. One interesting example that Jensen used there was around chip optimization, that they actually, NVIDIA themselves, are walking the talk by having AI agents that help them optimize chip design. And there are other examples through that presentation, which I'd recommend viewers actually and listeners take a look at as well.
Yep.
Sheng, anything to add from your perspective in relation to how agentic agents or AI agents are important when it comes to governance, which was the thread that we picked up on last week. So I imagine you've got to have different forms of governance in place in order to be able to manage these AI agents, for instance.
Yeah, I think that is a very good point. Like Jason also mentioned, make sure you train the AI work on the work they're supposed to do, and also not to do the work they're not supposed to do. From a governance perspective, a lot of the concept we need to consider is maybe we can mimic, like if you have onboard a new intern or onboard a new employee on some task for some department, you manage the access, make sure the AI worker also have the access they're supposed to have, instead of getting other data, or we call that leakage, or some other kind of the data information not supposed to get access to the AI. Then also makes the AI work behave appropriately. So you may monitoring the work AI conducted, like the maybe the response from the AI or some decision made by the AI. There may need some human interaction to make sure this is appropriate under the regulation and compliance. Technology perspective, there's a lot of use case we have seen. For example, the Microsoft Copilot for 365 in enterprise environment. The Copilot have the data access to different department and different data access based on the user profile. But sometimes the document may be mislabeled with wrong access control. So that means broader group can access data, but it's supposed to restrict for a specific team. Then we can do some like proactive red testing to you can build different persona on Copilot. Persona like finance, persona like HR or sales operations. Then try to red testing the persona, like you ask a list of questions and you expecting the answer is sorry, you don't have access to this data. But if you do receive something with the data and information, that is a flag. So the you need to check your data, make sure the data access control is in place. So that is a use case we have seen. Overall, when we consider this in production, the governance has to be in place.
Yes, it's kind of interesting to think about it that whether or not the role of human resources also becomes governance of these AI agents, since you're expecting them to perform roles and take decisions that augment human capability. So is that something that falls within the IT department, or is it something that actually is part of HR? I'm sure that will be an interesting debate to be had.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, I think that will be maybe a joint effort going forward. Since for monitoring all the AI work is, I would think, a big workload.
Yeah.
You may need AI to monitor AI as well, and how to monitor what question you need asking. That may from the HR or this function team, and you need IT team to deliver that in place. So that kind of back to the point, like the AI agent is not very intuitive for everyone to create. You still need some development or IT skills to make that happen.
It's kind of like letting a whole lot of young graduates or interns loose on your business. It could be like mayhem if you're not careful.
Yep, definitely.
All right. I think that wraps it up quite nicely. Thanks once again, Sheng, and look forward to a happy and prosperous 2025. Remind me again, what is this coming Lunar New Year, the year of?
Will be snake.
Snake year. Right. Well,
Yep.
happy advance year of the snake. There we go.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers.
Hey, thanks again for watching this week's episode of the Data Radio Show. Don't forget, if you haven't already, to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Feel free to leave a comment down below as well. If you're entering that competition, you already follow us. Every comment counts as an entry as well. So definitely make sure that you comment and share the video. Until next week, though, make sure you look after yourselves, you live long and prosper, and that the force is with you. And if you want to learn more about data management, data processing, anything to do with the data world, check out some of the other great videos that we've got so far on this channel.